Peter Thiel, co-founder of PayPal and Palantir, believes society's progress has slowed dramatically since the 1970s. He argues that while digital technology, like computers and AI, keeps advancing, broader innovation has stalled. Thiel often points to the gap between the mid-20th century's bold visions, flying cars, moon colonies, and today's more mundane reality. He warns that this stagnation threatens the middle class and the idea that each generation will surpass the last. Thiel's critics disagree, but his perspective raises urgent questions about the direction of modern civilization. In this video, we'll explore why Thiel thinks progress has stalled and what he believes could reignite it. The period from 1750 to 1970 is often remembered as a golden age of innovation. During these 2 centuries, humanity witnessed the birth of the steam engine, the rise of the automobile, the invention of powered flight, and the astonishing achievement of landing on the moon with Apollo 11. These breakthroughs didn't just change technology, they transformed the way people lived, worked, and imagined the future. Cities grew, industries flourished, and the world seemed to shrink as travel and communication became faster and more accessible than ever before. But according to Peter Thiel, after 1970, this incredible momentum began to fade. While we've seen impressive advances in digital technology, like computers and the internet, he argues that these changes haven't translated into dramatic improvements in living standards or the physical infrastructure of our daily lives. Thiel believes that today's technologies, though remarkable in their own right, lack the sweeping, transformative power of the earlier breakthroughs that reshaped entire societies. He sees this slowdown as more than just a natural plateau in progress. Thiel points to deeper systemic issues, barriers in culture, regulation, and risk-taking that have stifled the bold spirit of innovation. Areas like transportation, energy, and space exploration, once the frontiers of human ambition, have seen little radical progress in recent decades, leaving many to wonder what happened to our drive for the extraordinary. Thiel insists that rekindling bold innovation is not just desirable, but essential for the future of society. He believes that only by reigniting our passion for discovery can we solve the challenges ahead. He calls for a cultural shift, one that embraces risk, encourages ambitious projects, and dares to redefine what's possible for generations to come. Thiel blames stagnation on a cultural shift in the 1970s, when environmental and nuclear fears led to an anti-growth mindset. He argues that justified caution morphed into risk aversion, stifling innovation and making institutions overly conservative. Bureaucratic inertia, Thiel says, now blocks bold ideas and transformative projects. Politically, he's critical of both consumerist capitalism and low-tax socialism, seeing both as unsustainable. Thiel's support for Donald Trump was an attempt to disrupt the status quo and spark debate about American decline. Yet he doubts populism alone can deliver real scientific or technological breakthroughs. Thiel believes reversing stagnation requires a renewed willingness to take risks and foster innovation. Artificial intelligence stands out as a rare exception to Peter Thiel's stagnation thesis, representing an area where we've seen genuine, though still limited, progress in recent years. While many technologies have plateaued, AI continues to evolve, capturing the imagination of both the public and the tech industry. Thiel acknowledges AI's value and potential, but he remains cautious. He doubts that AI alone will fundamentally transform society, suggesting its impact may be more like the internet's, driving economic growth and efficiency, but falling short of a true societal revolution that changes how we live and think. He's skeptical that AI will solve humanity's biggest and most complex challenges. Thiel argues that cultural and institutional barriers, such as outdated regulations, rigid organizations, and resistance to change, often matter more than advances in raw computing power or algorithmic breakthroughs. Thiel warns that if AI is used mainly to automate repetitive tasks or enforce standardization, it could actually reinforce stagnation. Instead of driving progress, it might encourage conformity and mediocrity, stifling the very innovation it promises to unleash. He believes that the true promise of AI lies in its ability to push humans to think differently, to challenge assumptions, and to inspire new ways of solving problems, not just to automate what already exists. Thiel ultimately calls for a balanced approach, using AI as a catalyst for meaningful change, while ensuring it remains a tool that amplifies human creativity, boldness, and risk-taking, rather than replacing them. Thiel's concerns extend far beyond the realm of technology. He warns us about the dangers of a future shaped by global overregulation and the gradual erosion of individual freedom. He sees a world where rules and restrictions multiply, quietly limiting our choices and autonomy, often in the name of safety or security. Thiel uses the metaphor of the Antichrist to illustrate the risks of a one-world, safety-obsessed government, one that could lock humanity into a state of permanent stagnation, where progress is sacrificed for the illusion of control and order. He argues that when society prioritizes safety above all else, it risks creating an environment where creativity, experimentation, and human potential are stifled. The drive to innovate is replaced by a culture of caution, and the spirit of discovery fades. Despite these stark warnings, Thiel remains fundamentally hopeful. He emphasizes the enduring power of human agency, the ability to make choices, and the importance of individual initiative in shaping our collective destiny. Thiel firmly rejects the idea that history is predetermined or that decline is inevitable. Instead, he believes we can resist stagnation and shape a better future through bold, decisive action and a willingness to challenge the status quo. He urges society to embrace risk, think ambitiously, and pursue innovation with courage and vision. Only by daring to push boundaries can we unlock new possibilities and create meaningful progress. For Thiel, the future truly depends on our willingness to challenge mediocrity, take risks, and strive relentlessly for progress, reminding us that the path forward is always shaped by human choice and determination.